Welcome to ADT Sharda Bai Pawar Mahila Arts Commerce Science College Shardanagar Baramati. Students, under bookkeeping and accountancy subject, we are already started introduction to bookkeeping and accountancy, in which we had seen different terminologies which is related to bookkeeping and accountancy. So let's move on further one. As of now, in the past video, I have already explained the debtor and creditor student. Debtor, in short, I would like to explain again. Debtor is a person who has taken goods on a credit basis from the business, firm or a company. Debtor is a person who owes to the company, means he takes goods, services on a credit basis, not on a cash basis. So that person will pay some amount in future to the company, so he will be known as a debtor. And creditor is the exactly opposite of the debtor. Creditor is a person whom the business has to pay for getting the service on a credit, and that person is known as a creditor. A creditor is a person to whom business owes the money. So he is the person to whom business will owes the money. Okay, students? And the third concept in this is bad debts. Bad debts is a credit money which is not recovered by the company from the customer. Basically, debtor is a customer for the business who has taken the goods or service on a credit basis, and creditor is a supplier to the business. So when a customer does not pay any amount which was payable by him to the company, that is known as a bad debts. So an irrecoverable amount from a debtor is known as a bad debts. It is a revenue loss to the business. Now, the further concept is expenditures and types of expenditures. So let me tell you first that expenditure means expenses, students. There are three types of expenses. First one is a capital, which is irregular. Second one is a revenue, that is regular expense. And third one is a deferred revenue, which is unsure expenses. So let's see in a detail what do you mean by capital expenditure. So the capital expenditure is incurred to acquire the fixed asset like a land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, value of fixed asset. It gives the benefit for a longer period of time, and it is a non-recurring, means not a regular in nature. This expense done once in a while in a lifetime of a company, okay, or after gap of huge period, say for 5 years, 10 years and 15 years. So here they have given you the example, that is purchase of machinery, extension of building, purchase of computer are the example of capital expenditure. Now we will see revenue expenditure. As I already told you, student, that revenue means regular in nature, the expenses which is incurred by the business organization on a regular basis, that is known as a revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure is an expenditure from which no future benefit will be earned by the company. It is expected but having immediate or a short-term benefit and maybe less than 1 year. It does not increase profit earning capacity of an organization. So revenue expenditure does not increase the profit earning capacity of the organization. These are normal day-to-day operating expenses of the business. Say for example, rent paid, salary paid, wages paid will be known as a revenue expenditure. Now let's see what is deferred revenue expenditure. An expenditure which is basically revenue in nature but benefit of which not exhausted within 1 year. It's a revenue in nature, it's uncertain, and is called as a deferred revenue expenditure. It means, student, this expenditure will not be paid in a 1 year at one go. It will be paid in installment. Such expenditure is written off over the number of years, say 5 years, 10 years, For example, heavy advertisement expenditure, heavy legal expenses for say 50 lakhs, say 30 lakhs, say 5 lakhs expenditure is there for advertisement. So this 5 lakh expenditure will not be paid in only 1 year. It will be paid in a future years. So every year they have decided to pay, suppose at least 50,000 every year they will pay the deferred revenue expenditure, and that 5 lakh will be divided into number of years. So slowly and gradually every year some part of that expenditure will be paid by the company, and that is known as a deferred revenue expenditure. Now we'll see student next concept, that is cash discount and trade discount. As the word suggests, cash means when the payment by cash will be involved, then only the cash discount will be given. And the trade discount is a discount which is given on the trading transactions. So let's see what it is. Trade discount. Okay, so it is an allowance given on a catalog price or a list price of the goods. Means the wholesaler, say for example, if a cloth vendor or the cloth shopkeeper has taken the huge material from the wholesale market, and that wholesaler has given a catalog price to that cloth seller, and he has given the discount to him. So this discount is allowed at the time of purchase and sale of the goods. Trade discount is allowed at the time of purchase and sale of the goods. Value of the goods purchased and sold record in the net value payable after the deduction of amount trade discount. So whatever the trade discount is given by the wholesaler to retailer, after deducting that amount, the value will be written. If the goods of rupees 1000 are sold at 5% trade discount, the value of goods that will be recorded will be 950. 5% of 1000, we will say it 50 rupees. So 950 will be the price which will appear in the books of account. So both by the purchaser and the seller, and not 1000. Hence the trade discount does not appear in the books of account separately. So it's just a mutual trade discussion between the wholesaler and retailer, and he will allow some discount to his retailer, and that will not be disclosed in the books of account. Cash discount is little different, student. Cash discount is given by the retailer to his customer. It is given to basically customer. So it is the amount deducted or reduced from the final amount due at the time of receipt. So it is the concession given for encouraging the prompt payment. Why the retailer or shopkeeper gives the discount? To encourage, to promote the quick payment by the customer. It is given either for the spot payment, it means immediate payment, or the payment within a specific period. And this discount is basically to motivate the customer to pay the price on the spot or the payment after a specific period. Cash discount is calculated after deducting the trade discount. So this point you must remember, that after TD, the CD means cash discount will be deducted. So the after deducting the trade discount, cash discount will be deducted. Since it is a loss to the seller and gain to the buyer, cash discount appear in the books of account. Since due to cash discount, buyer earns the profit and the seller earns the loss, so this will appear in the books of account. Next is student solvent and insolvent person. So let's see what do you mean by solvent and insolvent one. So here we see solvent. If a person assets are more than his liability, if assets, property is high and debt is low, liability is low, or equal to the liability, he is called as a solvent person, sound person, okay person that can pay his debt while selling his property. Solvent person is financially sound, capable, and is in position to pay off all his debt. For example, a person total asset have been calculated 50 lakhs and his total debt loan is 30 lakhs. Since his position is sound, he is able to pay off his debt, therefore he is called solvent. Next is insolvent person. A person whose liabilities are more than his assets. Okay, students, here is the situation: his liabilities are high and the property or asset is low. So, such person liabilities are more than his assets. Example, a person's total asset or the property have been calculated 20 lakhs and his total debt or the loan is 50 lakhs. So, he does not have the sufficient asset or property to pay off the debt. So if he is not in a position to get any amount from any sources, if the court is so satisfied, then he will be declared as an insolvent person. Hope you understood the video. Meet you in the next video very soon. Thank you, all of you.